Welcome to the Spiritually Empowered podcast, your virtual sanctuary for soul growth, spiritual healing, divine purpose, and conscious manifestation. Together we'll explore mysticism and magic, Buddhist and yogic teachings for inner liberation, shamanic energy medicine, psychic development, and tools to wield your power and protect your energy during this time of global awakening. I'm Ashley Coleman, ordained shamanic minister, advanced energy medicine practitioner, spiritual teacher, and devoted student of life's deepest mysteries. I'm here to help you alchemize ancient soul wounds, reclaim your power, and rise into your sacred calling to bring healing to this world in a way that only you can. I'm so honored to be here with you. Let's dive in. Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to the Spiritually Empowered podcast. It is such a joy to be with you today. How about we start this journey by taking a really deep breath in through the nose and a sigh out through the mouth if you're comfortable. And just taking a moment, if you're willing, to climb down from the analyzing mind and to tune in to what colors do you see? What's a texture that you can feel? And how does the back of your heart feel right now? We have these two energies, this penetrating energy that moves us forward, that drives us to a specific goal, that moves obstacles out of the way, that's focused, that works hard. And then we have this other energy that's actually connected to the yin and the back body and our capacity to receive. The goal in all of life is balance. Nature knows it. Life knows it. Our evolution reaches for it. So just a reminder that your willingness to pause and to actually connect to the back of your heart, your spine, the back body, the back of your neck. As you do that, you allow life to move towards you. I don't know if it's just that I'm a rising Aries, but I was walking to my co-working space today, which is where I am now, and I'm like walking so fast. And I just ask myself out loud, why am I rushing? Why am I rushing? I have lots of time. Why am I just penetrating forward? So those little moments for me remind me to actually soften back into a receptive space. And it reminds me of a shamanic teaching of the Hummingbird medicine. This is from the medicine wheel, and it is the north direction. And Hummingbird practices stillness and flight. Hummingbird represents drinking the nectar of this life. Not waiting until you get to a certain point, not having a codependent relationship with your own goals, but actually letting life touch you, opening your wider view. And that's what happens when you literally soften backwards and you move your body backwards a little bit. And you soften your eyes back and you actually look from the back of your eyes. You're beholding reality versus penetrating. And this is how we go into our receptive state. We all want to receive more, right? More love, more abundance, more joy, more intimacy. And we can start this right now by training ourselves, by lovingly reminding ourselves to be like the hummingbird, to practice stillness and flight, which means to take this in. This is so temporary. This is what shamanism teaches us. Death. Shamanism is all about the cycles of life and death. And some of you are experiencing a shamanic initiation right now where you're hitting some lows, where you're facing your darkness. And I just want to be with you and remind you that that's a shamanic initiation. Whenever you go to those depths, you're there to alchemize something. You're there to love something. You're not there to squeeze out a gratitude list or high vibe all over yourself, right? In my experience and in my training, you're there to love what has been exiled. The inner child. All healing is inner child healing. All healing is inner child healing. And this is seeing through the eyes of the child as well. Look at the colors. Look at the bubbles in the bath. Have a bubble bath. I'm just remembering one of my ex-partners with a child, and I was helping her take a bath, and a part of me wanted to rush her. You know, she's been sitting in there forever, and she's just playing with the bubbles. Children get this. It's called wonder. And it's really what I feel I want at the center of all my goals and aspirations. You know, what do I really want? I want to feel loved. I want a permission slip to enjoy every drop of this life. And the hummingbird is in motion. She's not just still. She's doing both. And this is the mystic with a foot in both worlds, moving and breathing and being still, opening up our perception, that unshakable loving awareness. We're awake in the dream. So next time you're walking fast like me, if that's something you do, take a breath. What do you see? What beauty surrounds you? There are flowers growing out of pavement. There is always something beautiful. This is the task of the healer. The task of the healer is to see beauty everywhere, because science in quantum physics says what you look for, you are going to find. And the task of the healer is to see beauty where other people see chaos. And I always have to say, or I always choose to say, that's not to bypass what is. That's not to sprinkle fairy dust over shit. I know you face the dark. I know you're willing to look inside. And we can do that with grace. We can do that in pleasure. We can see through the eyes of a hummingbird from the back of our eyes and really take this in, because we're not promised another moment. We are the bridge between the infinite and the finite. And the fact that this is finite and temporal, which means it's going to leave. The truth of all truths is impermanence, right? Buddhism. That is what makes it so special. I remember I was laying in one of my previous partner's lap, and we were uncoupling. We were in a process of separating because he decided that he no longer wanted kids, and I wanted more kids, and I am going to mother, God willing. So that split us. He came to the realization that he no longer wanted more kids, and he knew that was going to split us, and it was an immediate death and collapse of our potential future. And it felt like a death, and I remember laying in his arms, knowing that it was going to end. And it was the most painful bliss I've ever felt. The most painful bliss I ever felt. One of those times was laying in his arms, still madly in love, knowing that it was over. And when we study Eastern philosophy, we understand through the lens of non-duality, where at the center of pain is joy and at the center of joy is pain. But there's a third thing. That's the pendulum swinging, right? There's a third thing though. Here's pain, here's joy. Here's pain, here's joy. I don't care how enlightened you are. If you're a human, here's pain, here's joy. Here's pain, here's joy. They coexist and they're married. So laying in his arms, I felt both. It was excruciating. Painful and beautiful all at the same time. And I just cried. There's a third thing though. Here's the pain, here's the joy. There's a third thing. And that's called your true self. Yoga calls it the Atman. And the Atman, through the Hindu philosophy and cosmology, Atman is God. The teaching of the Vedas, or the teaching of the Upanishads, which is the end of the Vedas, and this ancient, over 4,000-year-old body of knowledge and song and wisdom, it teaches us one thing. You are God. Not in a religious way. Your soul, this beautiful soul that is the great mystery, that is not in the river of time, it never stepped into linear time. It is all-knowing, all-loving, one with God. That's the third presence. So here's pain, here's joy, and then here's this presence watching the drama, watching the play, and this is your loving awareness. Ram Dass, I am loving awareness. He said it. I am loving awareness. And he didn't say I'm judgmental awareness. He said I'm loving awareness. What a beautiful thing to remember. That there's a third thing. Here's the dance of pain and joy, the dance of duality on this planet, the dance of duality. It makes it so special. How do you know what you want? You know what you don't want. How do you know what you want? You know what you don't want. How do you know what you don't want? You know what you want. This is contrast. There's a reason for it, a holy, holy reason for it. Evolution. The practicing of your free will. What is it that you want? What is it that you don't want? Evolution moves forward through your preferences. You are meant to dream. You are meant to choose, and you are meant to sift and sort through this life and fucking find what feels like home. Where do you feel most alive? What are you doing? Where do you feel most alive? I would love for you to really look at that. When and where do you feel most alive? Where do you feel most free? Where do you feel most loved? Go to that. It is never a wrong choice to go to that. You will never fail if you go to that. And that is the longing of life. This third substance, it never stepped into the river of time. It is completely indescribable, incomprehensible. You can't box it in language. You can't give it a name. You can't understand it. It's a felt presence behind your mind. It's the watcher of your thoughts. It is a felt presence behind your mind. And it's always there. And the practice of yoga is the practice of abiding in the true self, which yoga calls it the Atman, the loving awareness. And this is the goal of Buddhism. This is shamanism. Every path that I've studied is saying the same exact thing. Wake up. Wake up in the dream. You are both the dreamer and the dream. And this is not something to think about. The mind walks you to the door of true knowledge. What takes you through the door is your felt sense, your body. This is gnosis. This is the path of the mystic, embodied spirituality. Presencing in your body and having an experience of who you are. And this experience known as a satori in Buddhism, a glimpse into who you are, a glimpse into the true nature of reality. This experience can happen spontaneously. You can have a spontaneous awakening where all of a sudden you're walking, or for me, sometimes driving my car, these tears just come over me and I feel the rightness of all. And that is glimpsing the true nature, which is non-duality. But we have to do both though, right? We get to do both because it is all love and it's also not all love. And we are all one and we are also separate. Remember, the mystic, the healer, and the shaman is a bridge through the worlds. You're both. You are both infinite and you are completely finite. So get comfortable in the discomfort of not fucking knowing what you are. Let your mind be blown so that you can truly feel your heart. This is why art is the language of the mystic. Look up some Rumi poems if you haven't already. They're spectacular. Khalil Gibran. There are these beautiful mystic poets that write about the mystery and the heart is touched, or your favorite song. Music, art walks us through the door. Art is an experience of the sacred. So what is your art? Is there a poem that wants to be written through you? If you were to strip down all masks, what's there? I wrote a poem once that says, I am free, I have no name. Something like that. I have no name. I'm glimpsing the ultimate reality. And then I'm Ashley, right? And then I'm a partner, and then I'm a sister and a lover, and one day a mother. We have these roles, and shamanism has taught me, stomp them out. We literally wrote all of our roles on pieces of paper, and we literally physically, that's a ritual. It doesn't just happen in your brain. It's a physical thing, right? Just like getting married, that's one of them. A physical thing. I stomped out my roles. Literally put them under my foot and stomped them out. And maybe if you want to glimpse your true self, you do that. Hey, I love a fun assignment. If you join the mystery school, side note, doors are open right now. We love our fun assignments because true change happens in the mundane. It happens when you practice something. Your body is physically doing something. Then your brain changes. Then your beliefs expand. Can't just happen at the mind, right? We actually have to walk as it. So I stomped out all my roles as a sacred ritual to feel my faceless face. Buddhism talks about this. It's so powerful. Your faceless face. Who are you beyond what you think you are? I love it. Oh, such a juicy, juicy conversation. My love, if you are vibing with these teachings and you want to go further here with winged alchemy and really with the evolution of your soul, that's the deepest thing we can expand, right? Is the soul. Then I want to invite you to go explore the mystery school. Doors are open. It's my monthly membership for devoted seekers on the path. I'm really bringing in amazing, powerful, passionate souls who are here to clear codependency, clear addictive patterns, dive into esoteric teachings from all over the world, Buddhism, Hinduism, Taoism, shamanism. I'm so ready, and the teachings are so fertile. And the door is open. The doors will close for good for a while at the end of July. Don't wait. True miracles happen when you take a leap. So if you are ready to step into a beautiful community space where there are practices and rituals and teachings where you're guided, you're not just flung out into a sea of knowledge, but I created a sacred structure that you get to soften into. Come and be with us. Would love, love, love to have you there. And the link to join us will be in the show notes. You can send me any questions. Feel free to reach out. And all the information is on the offering page, which I will have linked. I hope you are so well. These are truly, truly incredible times to be alive. Let's remember the hummingbird medicine of stillness in flight, seeing through the back of your eyes, opening up to be receptive to the moment, to not just penetrate forward, but to be touched, to expand your capacity to receive. That is available to you right now. I love you so much. I hope to see you inside the mystery school. Our first class is literally in 2 days. If you're not able to join us for that, then all the replays will be posted in the online portal. So I will catch you, my love, in the next episode. See ya. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you loved this episode, share it with somebody who you really feel would benefit from this message. I'm sending you lots of love, and I'll see you in the next episode.